Okay, I think I'm live now. Sorry about that. I had a little technical problem on my end. I was about ready to join the commentary and my mic disconnected, but this is the Mega Man X2 tournament race between Luiz, Miguel, and Maverick out of Group B. And I came in pretty late here. Sorry about that, everyone. Let me see. Let me try to get back to where exactly we're at here. Looks like Luiz is getting through Gator. And I'm not sure what happened on Maverick's end. I think he had a wrong stage select. And I think he's trying to game over intentionally to pick the correct stage. And Luiz is getting ready to finish off Gator here. Give me just a moment and I'll get back on track here. Where is my stuff? Okay, I think I'm back on track now. Sorry about that, everyone. All right, Luiz is starting Flame Stag. So both these players will be doing the Stag third route. So obviously, Luiz has a pretty big lead here because of Maverick's wrong stage select. But he's not going to give up, I'm sure. He wants to finish this race. So for those who don't know, Luiz Miguel is the current world record holder for the Mega Man X 100% category. And he also holds all the world records in Mega Man X3 for the Super Nintendo platform. And he also is one of the few people to have a 32 in this game as their personal best. As you see, Luiz is climbing the first shaft here using the charge strike chain and with double kicks, and that allows him to zip in past the the gate there and grab the heart. And then if he can time his dash, as soon as he gets control, he'll be able to pass back through the gate before it shuts on him. And then he does the second climb here with charge spin wheel, so that the top spoke of that wheel will take out those flying enemies as he climbs. And then you're going to see Luiz climb along with Stag and hit him with dash shots. So if you noticed, like in my race with Shadow Zero, he actually climbs the wall along with Stag, and he's able to dash shot him pretty much instantly as soon as his iframes run out. And that was a really good fight. And he ended the fight on the ground also. So he loses no time from Stag falling down his room. And then Maverick is just now entering the Flame Stag stage himself. And Luiz's movement is really good in this game. He does a lot of strats that save the most frames. So you're going to see him take advantage of every frame saving opportunity that he has. So Luiz is going to... oh no, he took damage on the burner. Now, there's a neat little property with the speed burner there. He took damage on that barrier attacker by accident. And one of the properties of the charged speed burner is that when you use it, it actually grants you invincibility during the flame dash. But you have to not be in invincibility already in your iframes when you use it. Otherwise, your iframes from taking damage will expire, and it actually overrides the flame burner invincibility. So that's why he took damage quickly when he initiated the flame burner, and then he got knocked out of it. And he jumped a little too far on that chop register chain, but he was able to get enough damage on it that another chain killed it instantly.
That thing is sweet, to be honest.
Yeah. Along with me in commentary is Shadow Zero, my Rice opponent from a couple of days ago. Welcome.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
So Luiz finishes off the Raider Killer, and he's getting ready to fight Centipede.
You know, that block sometimes scares me from, like, getting, like, jumped on and get killed that way, but other than that, yeah.
So let's see how Centipede treats Luiz here. Oh, and he gives him the instant tailspin. Always lucky. Typical for Luiz. So you see Luiz is shooting the charge, or he's shooting the strike chain over Centipede, and the chain will hit Centipede as the chain comes back. And then he's going to hold a charge, and then he's going to unleash 2 neon shots on the wall, and then repeat the pattern until Centipede's basically dead. And hold on just a moment. My feed actually froze, so I have to refresh. So Shadow Zero may have to take over for just a minute while my stream refreshes.
A really good fight there.
So
Maverick's already started with Centipede.
Yeah, let's not forget about Maverick. Maverick's been playing this game for about a year, and his PB is a highish 35. I think he said it was a 35 4X, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And he told me before the race started that his sum of best is actually in the 33, if I heard him correctly. So he's on the verge of improving to a 34 time. So Luiz is starting the Crystal Snail stage, and this is the stage where you see the Speed Burner and Strike Chain tech used basically to its full potential.
It's the coolest when it happens, dude. Honestly, the Speed Burner, especially for this upcoming skip.
Excellent. Here. Luiz was able to beat the shot. If you can not stop after you Flame Burner over those spikes, and kill those 2 crystal enemies without having to stop, you can actually dash jump past that little shot that 3rd crystal shoots that rebounds off the wall. It saves the maximum time, but if you're any a bit slow, you could get hit by it by accident. As you see, Luiz is taking out as many enemies as he can afford to without risking not using a burner. The less enemies that you have on screen, the less that the game could lag.
Yeah. By the way, Maverick getting the setup for Centipede, just
awesome.
Fine. So both of them get it. Now I'm interested to see what Luiz does here for Snail.
Yeah, he's going to buffer weapon cancel and buffer a dash lemon. The interesting thing about buffering multiple inputs, like when the meter fills up, is that the weapon swap priority will be first, and then the shot actually comes out second when the battle starts. So it's not like you buffer the shot and weapon swap, a chain's going to come out first, and then your weapon swap is kind of like locked out. It actually factors both inputs together. So when that fight starts, the weapon swap gets prioritized first, and then the lemon comes out when the battle starts. And then that's how he's able to. That's why he's able to use the chain in the shutter room before the boss fight, and then he can use the optimal strat once the fight starts without losing time.
Overdrive Ostrich. This stage is a fun stage. Now, hopefully he doesn't crash the bike.
He shouldn't, but
yeah,
you never know. Like
honestly.
Yeah, anything can happen in an X2 run. This game is not so cut and dry.
Oh, dude, yeah, I agree on that statement. This game is not cut and dry. Anything can. I guess movement is a must in this game, especially tech in mastering it. Oh,
And it looks like my feed froze on me again.
Yeah, he didn't crash the bike, but he looked really close right there to the spike, and it almost made me think he crashed, but he didn't. But other than that, he's doing everything fine.
Mm-hmm. So let's see how Maverick does with the Crystal Snail fight. He's not opting to go in with the optimal strat. It looks like he's going to try to maybe bait Snail to go into a shell for a second when he fires the charge shot. And maybe he's going to try to maybe do some dash shots on him when he comes out of the shell. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he buffers one shot. Ooh, that's interesting. And then he already has the neon shot charging up as Snail kind of retaliates. That's an interesting variation.
Yeah.
And he's still able to kill him. That's really neat. I'm gonna have to look at that later. That's pretty interesting. And Luiz gets the ostrich fight. You know, considering that Maverick had that wrong stage select, he's still only a stage behind. So this is actually pretty good.
What did he wrong select, by the way?
He went to Stag instead of Gator.
Stag. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then he had to lose all of his lives in Gator, which takes actually quite a bit of time to do. So as you see here at the start of Bubble Crab, Luiz is like using the strike chain at the very beginning just to save every frame that he possibly can, because the strike chain will pull X forward just a little bit. And then he gets the slope jump, and he gets the wall climb up to the heart tank. And then let's see how he does with the sub tank. He should get this no problem. Yep.
Easy life.
Mm-hmm. So he got a lucky break. He was able to dash under that jellyfish, and then he was able to save his charge chain to climb up a little bit faster to get into the passage there. You can also
Ooh, Maverick, no. Okay.
You can also take out the jellyfish and then use the charge chain once you get inside the tunnel also. So there's a couple of variations there. So let's see how Luiz does the crab fight. It gets both the charge wheels there, and it looks like he got the Gameo crab. It looks like. Oh no! I think something happened there at the end of that fight.
Still nice.
Yeah. So at the very start, he got 2 instances of 4 damage on Bubble Crab, and the reason for that, he releases the charge spin wheel above Crab. Oh, the second charge didn't double hit. Okay. But basically what happens is that he releases the charge wheel above Crab, and the spoke that shoots out from the bottom will actually hit Crab for the first 4 damage. And then since you're above Crab, it forces him to jump. And in reality, when you release the spin wheel charge, the core of that wheel that disappears when all 8 spokes, fly away from the middle, the core actually remains there for a little bit longer. It's a hidden little hitbox, and then when Crab jumps, he actually jumps up into it, and that also deals 4 damage. So when he places the second wheel, or when he places the uncharged wheel on top of Crab, and he tries to charge up for the second charge wheel, he tries to place that second charge wheel in a similar spot to get the second pair of double hits.
Yeah, dude.
But sadly, he didn't quite get the second double charge there.
Wonder how Crab's gonna go for Maverick.
So Luiz completed his armor. So as I've said a couple of times before, when you complete X's armor in X2 and X3, you get a 50% weapon reduction on all of your special weapon usage. So if you were to run the Ostrich third route and you have to play this stage, you don't have a full armor. So you have to be very careful with your burner usage, because in that route you can actually run out of burner if you waste any. But in this route, you have double the weapon energy to use. So you can use burner all you want. Oh no, and Luiz got a bug on his... Oh, he got 2 of them. But luckily, if you can grab a ladder while one of those mosquitoes or bugs are on you, it just disembarks. But you don't want to have a mosquito latch onto you.
That's... so we had to improvise right there.
And Luiz gets Hellway. And he comes into the Moth door at 2028. So we're looking at probably a 2059 Moth kill from Luiz here.
That's neat. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Maverick's somewhat trying to get it.
Yeah, Maverick basically accomplished just keeping the wheels on top of Crab. That's the main goal. Oh, Luiz is having a little trouble with the Moth fight. I think all of that debris is causing so much lag that if you actually release, like if you release a charge and try to repress Y too fast, and the game lags, it actually eats your release input, and the game just thinks you never released your burner at all. I've had that happen to me quite a few times in actual PB attempts, and I've had to reset over that.
Oh man, Luiz. Luiz missing like the fire shots twice.
Yeah, I'm telling you that Moth fight generates a lot of lag, and it's annoying.
Yeah, man. People in chat reset.
I have a little trick for that actually. When I hit the cocoon with the last charge burner, I completely let all of my fingers off the face buttons so that the game will recognize that I'm not repressing too soon. So Luiz is going into counter Hunter 1, which is probably the most technically demanding stage to execute in this entire game. So just enjoy it. Enjoy the music and enjoy the constant swapping around with all the weapons. You nearly use every weapon that you have at your disposal in this stage. I think you do actually use almost all your weapons. You use Crystal, you use the Bubbles, you use the Silk Shot. I think the only weapon you don't use is the Spin Wheel in this stage.
Yeah, it seems like it.
So you're using every weapon almost at your disposal. And that's just how hard this stage is to execute at top level play. Uh-oh, Maverick got a bug on him. That's bad. If a bug actually latches onto you, it chooses one of your 3 action inputs, whether you to shoot, jump, or dash, and it constantly causes you to do that as if you were mashing on a turbo controller. And it's really hard to shake off one of those bugs.
Yeah, it is actually. Because, like you said, you're jumping up and down. All around.
Let's see how Maverick does the cocoon phase.
Come on, Maverick.
So yeah, it looks like Maverick's using the strat that I use. Yes, this is the strat that I use for the first phase. So he just has to wait. And he gets Moth, so that's a good Moth fight. And Luiz is getting ready to do elevator skip. And he gets it.
Got it. Just to show.
So at the start of this fight, Luiz is going to release the charge magnet mine and let it travel straight forward. And as he triggers the boss to load, and when the boss meter fills, the middle 2 turrets actually get their hitbox at that point, and the charge magnet mine will take out those 2 turrets before the battle even starts. And then Luiz tries to take out the other 2 turrets with Silk Shot, and then he's going to start hitting Sergei's second form with the double hits. So as you see the position that Luiz is set up on that platform. If you have X's back foot lined up on the edge of that platform, that's the perfect setup to get the double hits on Sergei's. You just have to release the charged Sonic Slicer in midair, so you have to jump and then time your release. And then what happens is that the ball of the Sonic Slicer will graze his face, and that causes the first instance of damage. But it only grazes it, and it doesn't go too far into his face to where it actually absorbs it. So when the blades come out, and when they fall down, they hit him a second time.
I mean, Luiz, if you really want to reset, well then, rip. I mean, you got a choice, boy. Do it or not.
Maverick looks like he's getting a pretty decent violin fight here. That's pretty good.
Luiz counter 103.
And Luiz is going top right, it looks like. And as I say that, my feed keeps freezing on me.
He did it. Boom, easy. Sure you can. Though that like short fire he did there. How do you cancel it that fast?
Oh, in order to cancel the speed burner, you have to actually turn around in actually the speed burner. So you have to just simply hold the opposite direction that you're going, and it cancels it.
Yeah, you neon jump the bottom route in order to get the Shoryuken capsule.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Maverick got the glitch door. If you can enter that, I think it's on a specific frame that when you enter the door and when that cannon driver that blocks the door fires the cannon, I guess it's on a specific frame, it actually causes the door to glitch out. And, oh, that was a gold split from Luiz. Gee.
I actually got that during a PB, that glitch door. Now I know what the cause is for that, actually, because I didn't know what the hell that was.
That's what I think it is, because, I mean, we've had some discussions about this, and I think that's kind of what everyone agreed on, and it kind of makes sense, because when he fires out the cannon on that specific time, there's a lot of sprite. Maybe it causes a sprite overload, and it kind of glitches the door.
I mean, I can see that, I guess.
So Luiz is going through the boss rush with the Shoryuken. So basically, yeah, he has to have full health to use the Shoryuken, and he has to be careful not to inadvertently get hit. There's only a couple bosses that you really have to worry about in the Shoryuken rush to take damage from. Oh wow, nice movement through that first part from Maverick, getting through the, I guess the gauntlet there at the start without having to stop too much.
That is
Oh, he missed the neon, so he has to take the lift up for a little bit. Oh, sick neon from Maverick there. Luiz manipulates Crab to break out of his bubble and force a jump, and he's able to Shoryuken him without much of a problem. Maverick's taking the bottom route here, which is only a second and a half slower than top route I've done optimally, but it's a lot safer than risking death on top route. Let's see what Sponge does for Luiz here in the refights. And he gets the second best pattern, which is going up. The best pattern is jumping forward. That way you can kill him a lot sooner. Well, not a lot sooner, but a little bit sooner. But obviously he didn't spin the chain, so that's a good thing. Interesting thing about the Ostrich refight, when X teleports into the room, you can actually move around, but the instant that you stop moving, the battle will initiate. So if you really wanted to get really flashy, you could kind of stand behind Ostrich's starting point and then as soon as the fight starts, you can actually Shoryuken him instantly before he can even do his little battle cry and start to charge you down. You know, Maverick is really hanging in there. He's not that far behind in relation to Luiz's in regards to the time, even though he had that bad stage select. So props to Maverick for, you know, he's really playing really well. He may lose a few seconds compared to Luiz in every stage, but at least, you know, we're still in the same section of the game. Maverick had to use a sub-tank to get full health for the Will Gator fight, and he was able to Shoryuken Gator successfully. So just for a moment, they were both killing the same boss in the refights. But sadly, Maverick is just starting his Shoryuken rush. But the race is not technically over. You know, even though Luiz is ahead at this point, we still have the final 3 bosses in the game. Okay, Snail went into a shell immediately, so Luiz had to wait for Snail to come back out. And luckily he was able to Shoryuken him in the air. It's a little easier to Shoryu Snail when he's in the air a little bit, because then he stays, when you Shoryuken Snail, he stays in the Dragon Punch for a little bit longer. Maverick gets the Shoryuken on the adult form of Moth. Maverick's just picking up a little bit of energy to fill up a sub-tank in case he needs it.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Sponge cooperated. Yeah, we have a... Yeah, that's pretty good Brofist right there for Luiz. So he can buffer a Shoryu here, it looks like. And then he'll get another one. Yep. So I think Luiz is going to have a mid-33 here if everything goes well.
Maverick takes out Overdrive Ostrich with no problem. Alright, let's see how Wolverine Sigma treats Luiz.
Oh, an instant teleport and an instant return. Wow, I think that's actually arguably faster than our typical pattern that we hope for. Usually we hope for Sigma to charge at us and then he goes for the teleport, but I think an instant teleport and an instant return is probably a little bit faster. And Luiz gets the one shot on Sigma virus, and that's a 33:39 on Luiz's actual timer, and that's a 33:43 in race spot. GG's to Luiz.
Nice.
That, I believe, is the second best tournament time so far. Trogdor's 33:26, I believe, is the best time so far. But this is still early in the tournament, so we could still have like a low 33 come out of anywhere.
How many, is this Maverick's last Mav, or?
Well, if he does Snail last, which is usually what everybody does. Oh, wow, that's an interesting Snail kill right there. Hits him with a lemon, and then just rushes in and just tries to Shoryu him. That's pretty interesting. It worked out.
I don't know, man. Alright, I want to see what Maverick does here. This is a 35 for sure. Or no, not a 35, but maybe like a high 36, maybe? Or maybe mid.
I think Maverick was trying to get some health there, and I think he got a little bit.
He got the right health enough, at least to at least enough to like shore you 0 here. Fine, hopefully.
Luiz is saving his gold split there.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yep, Luiz has a sum of best of 32-19 now, so that's insane.
Maverick had to play a little safe there, actually. He was a little too behind, but it's not a big issue.
Yeah, as long as you're relatively close to 0, a little bit. There's ways to like ensure that you can get the first Shoryuken on 0. And oh wow, that was rude from Sigma. And now it looks like Maverick has to resort to using the weapons. That's unfortunate. What's really bad about the Wolverine Sigma fight is that when Sigma slashes his claw, he does not have an active hitbox that you can actually Shoryuken him with when he slashes. So if you try to attack him at the same time he attacks you, like you can actually Shoryuken through him and it won't kill him. It's really annoying. And then he can just turn right around and hit you with the claw and just ruin your day. So Maverick is going to have to use the strike chain on the virus form. And hopefully we can get a few health refills from these enemies. But at this rate, Maverick's got to be careful not to get hit too much. And he has to also be careful not to get hit by those spheres that Sigma shoots out from his mouth every time he goes across the screen, because those deal 3 damage on contact. Those actually hurt. Even if you have the armor, and getting hit by that beam that he shoots out of his mouth hurts even worse, because that's 4 damage. Come on, get a health drop. Oh, nice. He gets a health drop. Okay, that's gonna help him out a lot. He can't damage boost too much, or it's gonna get ugly. Okay, he's gonna let Sigma trap him, and there you go.
38-29. 38-29.
GG to Maverick.
Yeah, man. That's what saved him.
So congratulations to Luiz on getting his first victory in his group. Him, and there you go.
38-29.
I believe this is another group that only has 4 players in it. Most of the other groups in pool play have 5 people, but I believe this is one that has only 4.
Yep. Yeah. Make sure to follow these guys, though. Make sure. These guys work really hard on the game. Earning their PBs and stuff like that. Well, I'm Shadow Zero.
And I'm just incredible. Hope you enjoyed the race, everyone. Are there any more scheduled matches right now? Let me see. Let me check the bracket again. Let me check the match schedule.
Is there a schedule? There should.
Looks like there's another match scheduled tonight at 8:00 p.m. Between the Drifter and Infinite Mystery.
Ooh. My boy, Infinite Mystery.
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Alright, I'm gonna have a lot of fun.
Sadly, I can't commentate that race because I have to go to bed early. I have work in the morning at 3 o'clock.
I might be able to actually commentate that, actually. So, should be fun.
Yeah, it should be an interesting race. You know, I think in my opinion, seeing the lower level players like play against each other is interesting because you never know what's going to happen. You know, unfortunately, in this case, you kind of know, like, you have an idea of who's going to take it. But when you see like players that, you know, aren't as familiar, you know, it's always dramatic to see what's going to happen because anything can happen, and then on the turn of a dime, one player could be ahead, and the next minute someone's behind.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add? And if there's nothing else, I think we are signing off.
Yeah, this is, I think, basically it. I mean, Maverick's in here. But other than that, this should be pretty fun, actually. Hopefully, what is it? 6 p.m. is Final Fantasy 1, actually. And then later is Shovel Knight. So, and then wait, no, 6 p.m. is FF1. 8 p.m. is Mega Man X2. The race between Infinite Mystery and the Drifter. And then you got your Shovel Knight to end off your night.
Okay, well, if there's nothing else to add, I believe we are signing off. And thanks for watching the race, everyone, and enjoy your afternoon.
Take care, everybody.